Okay, so here's a cool one. And for all of my friends and colleagues and former coworkers who are in like account management or anything where they're managing maybe a pipeline, I'm really curious about your take on this one, so pay attention. It's a friendly request. This one, I said, okay, I like building models where I kind of know what the different buckets are and I plug in values and I change the values. But what if what I really want to do is change the relationship of one value to the rest of the model? Sounds kind of academic, so let me just show you. In this case, I have, this is like a renewal goal. So I have a bunch of accounts. They're all worth a bunch of money. And I have them locked here, if you're familiar with my terminology, because they're not going to change. The amount of money I pay this company, and I don't, or that this company pays me, they don't actually pay me this, is not going to change. What is going to change is the status of that value. So over in this bucket, I have basically a modifier to it that assumes I'm going to renew this contract and I'm going to be able to upsell a good amount of it, like an additional 35%. And I have a couple of companies there, allegedly, that I can have that relationship with. And then I have like a renewal only bucket, which is just a slight price kicker, and that's it. And that bucket's up to this. And then I have over here on the right, I'm going to renew them, but I'm actually going to lose some of this contract value. And then I have what I call the revenue incinerator, which is basically these guys are going to churn. So that money is going to go to nothing. Next to nothing. I have a small technical problem, which is why I can't make it nothing. Functionally nothing. And then all that stuff piles up into my projection of what I'm actually going to have. And then at the top, I have my goal. And so I can see what percentage to goal I am based on the status of these accounts. And that's cool, but until recently, I would have had to say, if the status of CVS changes, it's in the wrong place. I would have to delete CVS, but then I could go make a new CVS in the right place. But I don't really want to do that. What I want to do is grab it and move it into this category and see that, okay, I'm pulling money out of the renewal and downsell bucket, putting into the renewal only, but as a result, my renewal projections are going up, as is my percentage of goal. Cool. But I have some bad news. This renewal and upsell campaign is actually really looking more like renewal and downsell. Oh, numbers go down. That's not good. Well, what if I forgot a client and I say I actually want to copy this one. There's another one here. I'll put over here. Oh, and now I'll rename it to be, I don't know, huge corporation. And they are worth only $650. But still, cool. This is like basically an account management model for this. And I don't really know how to describe this because this wasn't really what I was trying to build, but this is weirdly useful. It's like a mix of a Kanban board that does math. I certainly could use this, and I'm just starting to think about like kind of the different things that I might map out this way. If you've watched the other things that I've done on LinkedIn with this project, a lot of times I'm like converting one thing to another, and I do that a little bit here with like current revenue to renewal revenue and things like that with these little percentage changes. But really this is interesting because what I'm doing more than anything else is just like manipulating these buckets for the most part. But then I'm doing math on top of them depending on what the bucket is. And that seems really cool to me. I don't really know of anything. You could do this with a spreadsheet, but man, it would be really annoying. I think you'd have to do like a lot of scripting and stuff that people don't really know how to do. And you'd have to basically have like a drop down to set the status of these things. But the whole idea of moving them around and seeing math change, I think that's pretty cool. So if you deal with this stuff or you can see something analogous to what you do, let me know because I want to run more examples of this and see what else we can do.